Hi guys, we are going to find our abs today and start to make them work again after a long time of not working. Since things are opening back up, studios and classes and such, it is important to have proper core strength so that we can work the rest of our body safely. I have even found with myself doing some yoga that my back wants to start to do some of it, and then that is an indicator to me that my abs have forgotten what to do. So it would be nice for them to remember that. So we're going to do just a brief ab exercise. Feel free to follow along, and then feel free to watch again and do it. Start to make it part of your routine and your pattern, and I am going to try to do the same. So let's do it. Alright, so go ahead and lie down on the ground, lay down on a mat if you have one. And just rock side to side a little bit, rocking your hips, feeling the back of your pelvis down. We're trying to keep that low back open and spacious. Just becoming aware of the back of your pelvis, the back of your body. And then bring your knees in, hug those legs, rock side to side a little bit. And then you're going to let your knees fall one side. I'm going to go to the left first. Got my right arm down, turning my head to the right. I'm getting a really nice twist in my back. You may feel a stretch along your top hip. And about 3 more breaths here. Just doing a couple of stretches before we get to our abs. We want the body to be nice and loose so that we can work what we want to work. Trying to feel that right shoulder blade down on the ground, feel the left hip down on the ground. One more breath here. Come back to the center. Ooh, hug your knees in, take a little rock. Let the knees fall to the right. Rotate your upper body so that that left shoulder blade is down. Left arm can be in this bent 90-degree angle, half a goalpost position, or you can have the arm straight. Whatever works for you in your space. I've got my right hand on top of my left leg, just gentle pull. I'm going to feel that twist along the spine. You might feel it more one side than the other. That's okay. 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then come back to the center. Bring those legs in. Make sure that you're centered on your mat. Take your feet down. Try to be parallel. Hips, knees, ankles, all aligned. Shoulders over hips and all of that. Just check in to see what your neutral is for right now, for today, for your body. No judgment, just becoming aware of it, and we're trying to find stability within the pelvis. Go ahead and bring your arms down if that's comfortable, palms down, feeling the shoulders opening up. We're going to lift that right leg to tabletop, and then we're just going to tap the heel down and back up. If you feel like your left leg is in the wrong place, feel free to go ahead and adjust. But what we're doing is we're keeping everything else still by engaging those low abs. We're trying not to grip in that hip. You're feeling the hip points down, and I'm trying to keep my left leg as still as it can be. It's wobbling a little bit. It's a little bit related to hamstring strength there. And if you don't want to go all the way down with that right heel, that's fine. You don't have to. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Let's do a few more. We'll do 1 more. And then take that right foot down. Rock the pelvis a little bit. When you're ready, left leg to tabletop. Knee over ankle, shin parallel to the ground. That foot is flexed. Those hips are going to try to stay even. That left heel goes towards the ground or to the ground, and then back up. Feeling my tailbone down. Trying not to let that right leg move. I'm using my hands to help me know what's going on with my body. You can curl the head and the shoulders up too if you would like. If you feel that right leg is moving a lot, dig your right heel down. Feel the right toes down and wide. Let's do 2 more with this left leg, last one. And then take that foot down. Just a moment. We're going to add on. We're going to add up to a little sequence. So come back to neutral. Take that right leg to tabletop. I'm going to stretch long and come in. Stretch long and come in. Push away. Crease and come in. Stretching long behind the knee. Crease and come in. That right hip not moving. So I could move it and come in further, but we're trying to find that core strength. So we're trying to work within our range of motion and maintaining our alignment of our hips specifically and our pelvis. And with this leg lifted, it's really easy for that hip flexor to grip, for the thigh to grip. Sorry that we want those low abs to do the work. Let's bring that right leg down, realign, feel that right hip down. When you're ready, left leg to tabletop, and then just stretch it out and stretch in. It's not going to feel like much, and that's fine. Again, we're adding on, working those lower abs. We're working to not grip in that hip flexor. We're working to not push up. We're coming in. If you want to challenge, go lower and come to tabletop. Go lower, come to table. We are going to add that piece in. So if you want to just stay at that same height, that's okay. And again, that supporting leg stays still. Let's do 2 or 3 more. 1 more if you like. Down and rest. We're going to add on to that in a moment. We're going to break it up. Bring both legs to tabletop. Take your hands behind your head. Rotate right, extend left. Rotate left, extend right. And twist. And twist. And twist. And twist. And that leg is long. It is nice and long. Notice my belly is not pushing up, but it's going down towards my spine. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back in. Gotta get the rest of the body going too. You can't just work those abs. Take the feet down. Take your hands behind your head. Keep the elbows wide. I'm gonna curl up and down. Curl up and down. Curl up and down. 2 more up. Last one up and down. Come back up. Tiny pulses up from there. If you can get your shoulder blades off the ground, that would be amazing. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming back down. Lifting to that higher position with my shoulder blades off. I feel it more in the center. What we were just doing with the lower legs is working more lower. When we curl up, we're working upper. A little bit of everything in there. Let's add on to our lower. So we already were in tabletop. We did our heel taps. We did our straighten in. We are going to add on, starting in tabletop. We're going to extend the leg long. We want to make sure that it's right out from the hip, that it's not crossing or opening. And let's stay parallel. We're just going to lower and lift and come back in. Stretch long. Lower, lift, come back in and flex. If you want to think about it, pointing as you lower and lift, flex to come in. Now whatever makes sense for your brain. So I'm extending out, I'm going down, I'm coming up. From there, you can go to tabletop. Or if you want to go back halfway, let's do it that way. I said it's up to you. I'm going to choose to do it that way. If you want to follow along, fantastic. So we're going to straighten out, we're going to lower, lift as much as you can without lifting the hip. So really, really picture that thigh bone within the hip socket. That hip socket stays, and that thigh bone rotates down and rotates up. I'm not lifting with my butt to try and lift further. I'm not lifting my butt off. I'm keeping my pelvis flat and feeling it nice and flat here. I'm feeling that hip flexor nice and open. And as I lift, it's just creasing. It's bending in half like a piece of paper. to lift as much as I can lift without lifting my butt off. And then we're going to go halfway down and come back in. That was a very long-winded explanation of what this one thing is going to be. Let's practice on the left. So you're going to come to tabletop with a flexed foot. You're going to extend out. Point as you lower. Stay pointed as you lift. Come halfway down and bend back in. Push out. Point to lower and lift. Halfway down again. Come back in. Flex out. Point to lower. Low, low, low abs. And as you lift, see if you can get a stretch in the back of that leg. And the more that you can maintain your hip down and your pelvis level, the more of a stretch you'll get there. Feeling a stretch in the top of my foot as well with that pointed foot. Flexing to come in. I'm going to do one more. Flex out. Point to lower as much as I can go. I'm going to lift as much as I can lift, pushing my tailbone down as that leg lifts. I'm going to go back halfway down. Flex to come in and put that foot down. Bring your feet together and let your knees open. Take a little rock if it feels good. And then bring the knees back in. Hug those legs in. We're going to add those three pieces together. Let's see how it goes. At any point, you can lift up. You can reach those arms. But when you lift up, don't push up. Lift up and stay connected. So I'm not pushing in. I'm staying connected and strong. So I'm going to talk you through it as we go. I'm going to start with my right leg and lift to tabletop. I'm going to do a heel tap and lift. Stretch long and in. Stretch long, lower, lift, halfway down, and in. Heel tap and lift. Stretch and in. Stretch again, lower, lift, lower, and come in. Heel tap and lift. Stretch long to come back in. Stretch long to go down and up and halfway and in. Let's do two more. Heel tap and lift and stretch to come in. Stretch to go down and lift. Halfway and in. Heel tap and lift. Stretch to come in. Stretch to go down and up. Halfway and in. One more. Heel down and lift. Sorry about that. Stretch long and in. Stretch long to go down, to lift up, to go halfway, to come in, and go all the way down. Take that leg long. Shake that leg out a little bit. Shake the other leg up a little bit. Left side. Feel that right side nice and stable. Feel the left hip equal with the right hip, or whatever your equal is. So, heel down, up and in, up to go down, up, down, come back in. We got it. Right leg stays stable the whole time. Flex that left foot to tabletop, heel down, and lift. Stretch long to come in. Stretch long to go down, to lift up, to go halfway, and come in. Heel down, and lift. Stretch out to come in. Stretch out to go down, to lift up, half, and in. Three more. Heel down, and up. Stretch out to come in. Stretch out to go down. Lift up, go down, and come in. Heel down, and lift. Out to go in. Out to go down, and up. Halfway, and in. Last one, heel down, and up. Stretch, and in. Stretch to go down, to lift up. Halfway, come in, and go down. Good. Rest for a moment. Just a moment. You're going to take your hands behind your head. Elbows wide, armpits open. Feet are down for the moment. Curl up and down, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down. One more like that. Keep the upper body going. I shouldn't have said one more. Take your right leg to tabletop. Bring the left leg up as well. Slow down a little bit. We're going to do 3, 2, 1. Bring everything in and rest down. We're going to do our crisscross. Again, hands behind the head, legs up, twist right, and left, and right, and left. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Cross your right ankle over left knee and a figure 4 stretch. Hold on to that left leg, stretching out that right side. Flex the right foot so that your knee does not hurt. No rush. When you're ready, switch sides. As you are taking this figure 4 stretch, you're going to try to maintain that hip alignment still. And then when you feel good, uncross. Let the legs be wide. Take a little rock side to side. When we work the front, we're going to work the back just briefly. We're going to do a little plank action. So come down on your forearms and your elbows, or you can be up on your hands if you would like. I'm going to do forearms and elbows because it is going to work my abs a little bit more. I'm going to come to my plank and I'm going to hang out in my plank. I'm going to do a couple of variations and then we're going to call it a day. Let's do 3 more good breaths here. Now come down. Take a little swan if it feels good. Keep those abs lifted away from the mat so that, again, that low back stays protected. If you feel so inclined to do some side planking, we're going to do some side planking. I don't know what that's going to look like, but we're going to see. Whatever side you want to go onto first, you can be forearm and elbow, or you can be hand. I'm going to stick to forearm and elbow. I'm going to press up on that bottom leg. If you need to do a staggered stance, that's okay. If you want to bend that top leg, that's okay too. If you want to reach that top arm to the ceiling, you can. Your choice for these. Just to finish up, I'm going to add a reach. One more. I'm going to come back to my plank in the center for 2 breaths. And I'm going to transition to the other side. And try to keep the hips stacked. Our top hip has a tendency to roll back. I see that I might be at a weird angle, but you want to be as upright as you can. Hips stacked as much as you can. Whew, it's hard to talk and do this. Whatever you did on the other side, if you are choosing to do side plank, try to do it on both sides. Come back to that center plank. Do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. I'm going to take a down dog. Just because that feels good. I'm going to come down to my knees and take a little child's pose. But rest in whatever way feels good to you. A couple more breaths in your rest position. And then if you're still with me, very last thing, just come to hands and knees. Around the spine, move towards your belly. flat back through to an arch. Rounding. Energy and breath is whatever you want it to be. Just make sure that you are doing it, that you're breathing. Take your hips side to side. And then stretch back if it feels okay to do a down dog. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Stretching nice and long, let the head hang heavy. Bend your knees a little bit, and then slowly round on up. Thank you for joining me for that brief workout for our abs, to find those abs again, to keep our back protected, and I hope to see you again soon.